that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio
It's
station.
Love Jones. It's Love Jones. Check us out as we combine our hit music with a love story. Live with Candy. It's Love Jones. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Baby, the Bahamas,
Ladies and gentlemen,
For all relationships.
here's how you know it.
ladies and gentlemen, Refugee Camp presents
For all relationships, for regrets, for disagreements, for breaking up and making up, for all those out there jonesing for love. It's Love Jones right here, right now on Global 99.5. Good morning. What's good? What's happening? The best mix of R&B music, home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We're Global 99.5. Money making on your grind. Talk your Monday. No? Too
Yeah,
much?
why not? If not, why not?
Listen, we going. I already say this week. I've dubbed this week. No time for rumping up week. That's it. Yeah, we ain't rumping up this week. Ain't no pretty flowers and daisies.
Like you get a Samsung boy?
Ain't no skipping
No.
through the fields.
I look like a Samsung.
Man,
I love
he's an apple dude.
Samsung.
He's an apple kind of guy. You see that?
These
I don't know what happened to grapes today.
I just
I'm just so selfish. You see, apple is what get us in this predicament right now. Not the fruit of a loom, my lord.
That Samsung no weapon.
See what I mean? Turn up Monday. Speak your Moat Monday.
It's not.
Yeah, and so it's begun. Listen, this is what it's gonna be. We're going hardcore this week. I ain't into nothing this week. That's what's happening this week. Yes, we always look at the different facets of relationships and all of that, but we doing hardcore this week. I ain't into no running on. It can be what it can be. That's what's up. Yeah, I got on black brow now. Ain't no brown brow. No blending. No, this was good today. We got the 431 back in effect. 431-8497 is your text and WhatsApp. You can use the alternate if you'd like until you're back into business. 812-1787. Call in live at 326-0272. We're live streaming right now on Global 995 on that page. And of course, you can join us on the Love Jones Crew page. Email us at verycoldcandy@yahoo as well as lovejonescrew@gmail. What's up, fellas? Before we get into it, we ready? We see what kind of life you live in.
Yeah.
What's happening to you?
Everything all right.
Because he on a different movement. I'm mad at you. No, Tupac say I'm mad at you. Not at all. Something that came forward this morning was what's the good characteristics of a man?
Exactly, a good man.
Good man. I just only get a laugh, and I laughing because it's no good men or there are no good characteristics. I laugh because people say they want good men. People say they want good women, but when they're treated with respect and decency and order, they don't know how to appreciate it. That's real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Plenty women around here. Oh, Lord, a good man. Jesus, Lord, I can't find. You find a good man and you ain't never satisfied. So you know what you do? You keep going and going until you turn that good man into a man that someone else now has a project of healing, dealing with, rebuilding, refocusing, because you couldn't get your stuff together.
And then you say you wasn't strong enough.
Yeah. It wasn't about this life. Shut up. You ain't about your own life. We come back to the phrase of, I cannot meet you to the depth that you don't want to go for yourself. Most women don't know what you want. You know what Cookie on Empire tell you need? You want a lion. You know what, you go ahead and you watch Love and Hip Hop. You want a papoose. You won't be Remy Ma. I love Papoose. But Papoose ain't the breed of man for everybody.
No.
Everybody want what they see other people
I
have.
don't know what y'all talking about. I never watched it.
You never
never
what
watch
Papoose
it?
is?
Get your life tonight. Ratchet Monday.
Brother, you
No, you can't be schooled. That's something you have to see for yourself.
I don't watch that stuff.
No,
I don't watch that stuff, but you know.
no,
who
he's an
Papoose is?
artist. It has nothing to do with watching.
Papoose is one of.
Hey! He have to get it himself.
He's what, a rap artist?
No, but
He is the rap artist.
He is a passer rap artist.
Oh, so yeah.
like
And the average bear.
Right. Like you know, a lot of rap artists like Lil Wayne's. Those names are the big names. They are names because they are popular.
Right.
No, Papoose is like. You remember like Rakim from back in the day?
He spits phonetics.
Right.
It's
He
more
is-
of the
he
conscious
is
type
that
rapper with education tied in.
generation.
It's different.
That Rakim, that type of KRS-One.
Hush,
that
hush.
type of-
Cause he looking at you, Rakim. You speaking Chinese,
No,
right?
no, I
Hush.
remember.
You remember?
Eric B. Rakim, all
Okay.
them. I
Okay,
remember
go
them,
on, 'cause
man.
you
He is that.
I was
no,
worried about
come
you for a
on.
minute.
I just the music today just don't move me. So I don't
Agreed, but
You
that's
know,
why he's
so-
different.
That's why he's different.
But what I'm
Papoose
saying
out
is not just that. They read books.
there. Yeah.
All these different things. They listen to all these. This life coach tell you this is the kind you need, and then that one will tell you something else, and then they'll watch a Disney movie and they want Prince Eric, and it's always. I mean, come on,
And unfortunately, Prince Eric won Prince
Josh.
Yeah.
But it's always something else. And all I'm saying is, like, I'm so tired of the propaganda being pushed about relationships and men and women. Like, people really need to just get it together. Be honest about what it is that you want. And even if nobody else in this entire world agrees with that's what's right for you, if that's what you really believe that is good for you, then get what's good for you.
Correct.
But stop messing up other people who actually focus and into something. I ain't into that. And I'm so tired of it. It's playing itself over and over and over and over.
Because people do not want people that are genuine and honest. They want people that are going to fluff them and then morph into what it is that they want them to be. Like that's not that, you know. I'm sorry that I'm not really sorry to bring it back up. The incident, I mean, the topic that we spoke about at the meeting about if you married someone and you found out 3 years into the marriage that the woman was a man.
Yeah.
You know how, like I was trying to explain. For me, it's about the deception, that everything you took away all of everything that I am because of your own personal selfishness. And so you've actually made me into something that I was not. So it's the same thing. You cannot expect for a person to be honest with you by lying about who they are or what it is that they want because it makes you feel better.
At the same token, I believe that my whole point to that was people are living that very kind of
I know.
deception on a day-to-day basis.
I know.
It's just the extreme and it touch hot buttons because it's one of sexuality.
Correct.
But people are doing that every single day.
But then they say they want honesty.
Agreed, but
People can't
can't handle honesty.
People know how
I'm
to be
sorry,
honest,
like
and people can't handle
people
it.
say people do a lot of this. I want honesty, give me honesty, but the same people a lot of times that's asking for it, they have not reached that depth of honesty with themselves.
True.
They're not courageous enough to say, "Wait, I have some insecurity issues. I have some issues with who I see in the mirror. I have some problems with what I get up with every
Self-esteem
day.
issues.
I have issues with my job. I have issues with, I'm an unhappy person with these things. And I'm not willing to tell this person that I'm getting into bed with or in any regard, whether it's just sex or it's relationship, that these are the things that lay before you. Be so warned.
The thing is, what do people fear when it comes to honesty? If
A lot. Themselves.
Like, what's the primary fear?
Themselves.
Like, I don't think so.
So is it lost that people are fearing with being honest and truthful?
I think the fear of just being alone. I mean, just losing. Yeah.
You was born alone.
Okay,
Huh?
so if
You was born alone.
okay, so if you're alone,
It doesn't matter. Just losing what they have.
so is
you
it
know?
so are we saying then, because see, it's about striking away the propaganda that comes along, are we saying that it's better? I mean, to be honest, that's exactly what's being said. It's better to be in a situation that you're not happy with or truly honest with than to be by yourself.
Isn't that the norm, though?
No, sir.
Isn't
the
that the
devil's
norm,
a
though?
liar.
That's what people are selling, D.
That's
It
what-
may
isn't
not
that the
be.
norm?
That's what people are selling.
People are afraid to be alone, D. let me tell you something.
People will tell
I
you,
agree
boy, I
with-
don't need no man. The same set who preaching that day, let's be real about it. We say we going all to the wall. I need no man. When they get home, they computer lit up on yolk, plenty of fish, 2 fish, 8 crab, Christian network living. I want a ranch dude.
Farmers, yeah.
Farmer. You don't have to be lonely.
I don't know, but 2 of those niggas, she thought.
Listen,
Sound like,
say what?
You know what candy speak?
Tag, rag, sag, bing, bag.
I don't know what that made up.
Yo, I'm just saying that, like, people are not
If you go on Candy's history on a computer,
no sir, because they ain't ready for the sula. They ain't ready for the solid. Listen, but I'm just saying, if that's what it is, like, stop being afraid of just saying. And I understand what is so is that we live in a world where people are saying, you need to be real. You got to be real. I ain't for nobody who joking and faking. You got to be real. What's being real? Because the minute you be upfront about what you want, it's a problem to everybody, or what you don't want. It's a situation. Clara was talking this morning about the dude that was on Steve Harvey. And he was basically saying, yes, I love my woman and all this other stuff like that. You know, but she wants to have a baby. Okay, there's already, you know, some anxieties that come along with that. And then she wants to do, I think, in vitro. You know, and he's saying for him, he understands the glory of birth and how everybody else sees that and whatever. But for him, it's not natural. And he wants to go about it that way in which God intended and whatever. And he's having some reservation.
So he wants to
she wants to do in vitro and have the baby. And from what I'm gathering, he's saying with all of this stuff with just trying to balance their relationship, the temptations that are around, he's uncomfortable with the in vitro process and all of that. But talking to her, when somebody wants what they want and trying to talk to them, sometimes it's like going against a brick wall. So he's just saying having an honest communication these days in relationships is not as easy as people try to make it seem. People say that they give you all the equipment necessary, but having those difficult conversations they're called that for a reason. They're very difficult conversations to have.
Right. And they're difficult because there's a lot of misinterpretations as to what is said and what is being heard.
Because I say one thing, but you done heard whatever it is that you want here.
And what you want versus what I want.
Yeah.
And we're not willing to compromise on what it is that we want.
It even ain't compromise. It's just that,
no, it is. Okay, let's use that situation. She wants in vitro. I'm assuming he wants to go about the natural course of conception. We've been doing this. So what's the only difference is now rather than me?
What you feel in that situation?
Well, I can let them poke a needle into me to take the sperm out of me to poke a needle in you and put in you, and I could
put that in
myself.
Yeah, but if she can't.
But she can't. Why can't she?
See, what I'm saying is, me personally, I'll have to go back into the archive and listen to it. I'm gathering from what was laid forward in reference to the conversation of several persons that listened in. So I'll have to go back and listen. That was the gist of it. So I'll have to go back in and listen. So we're just dealing with the raw fundamentals of what we understand about the situation. But what I'm saying is this. I think oftentimes in our society, we talk about being real, but we're made to feel guilty if we don't want
what the other person
wants. Not only that, if it's a so-called just cause, like for her, and many people, they'll hear that and they'll say, my God, you're supposed to love her. This woman wants to be a mother. I'm not saying that's a situation. I'm just saying in a sense of general, right? She wants to be a mom. What's wrong with that? You should support her in the things that she does. That is so he'll be painted as bad guy.
That's the villain.
Understand? So he'll be painted as the villain. But if he's saying that he's not ready, how many men became fathers before they were ready to become fathers? And then when they did not step up to the plate, they get beat with the stick. Correct. I'm not saying it's ever good to step out on because your responsibility is still yours. But if I told you I wasn't ready to be a dad and you poke a hole in the condom and now I'm a father because I wasn't ready, then did you put responsibility on me for that you were ready for? Then let's deal up with this responsibility then.
You put responsibility on me because you want it. So it's another selfish move on your part. And now that I'm still saying, look, what I was saying before.
You can still be bad guy though, because at the end of the day, what it is the child in here, don't matter how it get here. That's what everyone would say. Correct. But everyone always says that until they themselves, what's done is done. What you want now? the child in here.
So what you can do about it now?
Yeah, but let's talk about the deceit and witch. How are we supposed
How
to
the child get here?
co-parent? How are we supposed to do all of these things when I can't even trust you to respect when I say I don't want something?
Watch this. I know this young lady that I was talking to, that I spoke with, and she said she was telling me some stuff about her child's father and how he does not do for the child and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I said, why? She said, well, when they were dating and they split up, he told her he didn't want any children. She said to him that she doesn't want any kids. So after they did the horizontal hoogie boogie, a few whatever later, when they split, he asked, he's like, well, are you? She's like, no, I'm not pregnant, you know, blah 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 blah. So he moved off the island to go to work or something like that. She calls him. She says she found out like a week or two after he left that she was pregnant. So she called him when she had the baby and told him that she had a baby, and he's like, well, you need to call the daddy because it ain't me. And she was like, she's going to put him in court for child support. I'm like, why? Well, because he ain't helping. And I said, now let me ask you, do you blame him for not believing the child is his? I said, and you putting him in child support isn't going to help him isn't going to make him be a father. Only thing it's going to do is give you what, $50 a week to help with expenses. I say he's still not going to have a relationship with the child. It's still going to be irrelevant. I said, you can't blame him for feeling the way he felt. I said, the only thing you can do is keep him updated on what's going on with the child so that he starts to build some sort of a care about the child. He soon start asking you, hey, well, what little man have going on, or what baby girl got doing, how is she doing, or whatever. I said, you let his conscience be his guide. I said, but when you put him in court, what's going to happen is he's going to become even more resentful. And he's going to pull away even more. So just talk to him. I said, trying to be spiteful and vindictive and disgusting isn't going to help the situation.
Agreed, but one may say the same thing if you think that after it's already said and done. As I'm saying, we could go back and forth, but if people are more respectful of what people want initially, a lot of times the situations that we find ourselves in wouldn't be it. You know, but people always feel as if what they need and want in a relationship is always more important than what
the other person
needs and wants, or what is best for the couple themselves.
The thing is, like, it just goes back to self, and you talking about what people need and want. A lot of people don't know what they need and want.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about that inner work and that, doing that mirror work. You know, sometimes Nicole talk about the mirror work. You know, I feel a lot of people do that and take the time to do that. I mean, a lot of things would change.
A lot of people aren't going to.
How they see a lot of things that's going on in their life.
A lot of people,
with regards to relationship, work, everything.
But even with just what love is, you talk to some people, love is long suffering. So it's like
no, love is long suffering. But how long?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know,
but I mean, but that comes from a biblical.
You know why love is long suffering?
No, it should come from that, but people have taken it now.
That's because they.
But you know how people take it? To me, people take it as you need to.
I could do you in as many times as
that's not long suffering. That's not long suffering.
I gotta make this person be the person I want them to be.
That's not long suffering.
But that's what people hear. It's like as many things as I go through and many things that you put me through in this. True dedication and loyalty is if I thug it out with you until you wake up and smell the roses until the light bulb goes off for you. That's BS. But
so when you would tell you that, because it may never.
They don't know you. Tell you that. Get to know me then, because I don't know.
Yeah, that may never happen.
That's what I'm saying. You know how many people sitting now waiting for other people to get the light bulb to go on?
And the light bulb on, but they with someone else. Are you still sitting there waiting?
Leave the lights on. Leave that for motel, please. Leave it, babe. Leave it for 6. Leave it for 2.
Leave it for Teddy.
Leave it for whoever.
Turn off the light.
Yeah, you turn it off.
Teddy on the
like seriously, when are we gonna get it? Like I'm just tired of. I believe in love. Y'all know that. I believe in romance and all of that. But I think we're romanticizing it a little bit too much. We're just letting people get away with BS, and it just ain't making no sense to me no more.
The problem is, again, being selfish creatures for the most part. We just want what we want, and regardless of what truth comes to us, regardless of what epiphany comes to us, regardless of what people say based on your situation, regardless of what the person says. The other person can say to you, look, this just ain't fitting right now. The only thing you hear is, this ain't fitting. The other person can say, hey, we need some time apart. The only thing you hear is, time apart.
All right. Clara says, okay, they're not married. The pregnancy isn't happening because of a fault in him. So she wants insemination. He's not in love with her, but she held him down when he wasn't working and stuff. So he got a good woman. He doesn't want to get married, doesn't want kids yet, but he needs to talk to her before they cross those lines.
He got a good woman because she decided to hold him down. How is that? That may be a good woman for someone else, but if he's not in love with her, then she's not a good woman for him.
Yeah, but then some will ask, then wasn't he that rapscallion? That's the word.
At the point when they were together.
Let's be real about it. More than likely, he knew he didn't want to be with her, even when she was holding down.
Sometimes it's not that.
Sometimes, but I get the feeling he knew. And when I'm saying not one to be with, like, okay, she's a cool person. Remember we talked about that. You can be a really great person. You can be a nice person and all that, but you're not that one for me.
No, right.
You're not that one for me. And a lot of times this situation may be different, but let's be real. A lot of people are in relationships right now for the pure benefits that they receive.
But look at it like this. That's the US, right?
Yeah.
Most of those dudes have absolutely no respect for their tongue. So they can tell you from jump, look, vegan.
Well, he hasn't. And he hasn't. And he is saying that in a way he feels. No, he's saying in a way. And I'm certain that's how a lot of us get. Like, we know that this situation isn't for us, but we feel like we owe people something. I mean, we'd like to say, no, it's about us. But let's be honest about it. A lot of times we stay in situations or we get into situations because we feel like we have a debt to pay.
Yeah.
Now, whether that debt is our parents' debt because they didn't do what was supposed to be done, so we feel like we got to pay the debt. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's the debt of this person was there when I was coming up and I didn't have anything. So if anyone deserves to reap the benefits of when life is good, this person does, even though I don't love him in that way.
Yeah, when I
owed him something because this is the daddy of my kids or this is the mom of my kids. We've built a life together. It's so many different reasons why. And a lot of times it's not about being honest with ourselves. We're in things because we feel indebted to someone else or just indebted to the idea of love. What has love done for you lately?
But here's the thing. I mean, and I understand what you're saying, and I know what you're saying. Do you understand how hard that is, though?
What?
Totally.
That feeling of in debt to that situation. Why you stay in that
it's
situation?
It's like someone owns you. And so there's a problem with differentiating between honest to God love, and that feeling of owing.
I tell people all the time, hold on. Listen to me, brother. The more I'm on this show,
when you start to love yourself, I say truly love yourself, because love yourself encompasses all of that. Knowing that you have to do what you got to do, even if your situation it's going to get very uncomfortable. Most people ain't willing to do that.
Brother, listen to me.
Ain't much people can do that.
Listen to me.
You know what I'm saying? That means leaving your spouse. That means just
walking away.
Discombobulating your entire life, pretty much.
Ain't much people willing to do that.
I tell people, I guess I must see just. I have to go and check my DNA.
It's special.
Because listen to me. I could love you from now till Jesus reach back. Guess what? If the situation ain't working for me, you can cuss me and you can cry, and I might even cry. I may even cry. I may hurt, but I ain't gonna stay there.
That's good. That's good to know.
I mean, that's not average.
When me and my oldest son's mom split, when I broke up with her, I sat in my room at my parents' house and cried for like almost 2 weeks.
Can you tissue now? Because I'm worried about that.
No. I straight. I cried for almost 2 weeks. Like it was just that painful, because of course this was the first woman that I loved. This is the first woman that had a child for me. She didn't know only have a child. She had my first son. So this was a woman that I really held on to. But when I decided to walk away from it, it killed me. So I cried and I sat with my dad, and my dad came and he's like, baby, listen, ain't nothing I can do but what you feel right now. He said, the only thing I could do is comfort you, counsel you, and be there for you. And my father sat there and he cried with me. But I had to make a choice that I had to walk away from my own betterment. And if I could do that with her, I have to do it again and again and again to find my happiness, and I'm going to do that. And yes, it may hurt some people along the way, and some people may call me everything but a child of God. No, you was old, low down, dirty, no good.
But some people may say it's that way because you've never been in love in that
But here's
way.
the thing: if you think if you had married that person, you think it would have been that easy?
Yes.
All right.
Because for me, what it is this. For me, what it is this. Once I've made a decision that, boy, this is what I have to do for me, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It may not be as easy, but I can still do it. It's going to still hurt. I'm going to still whatever, but I can have to do it because I'm not going to be in a situation where I'm totally uncomfortable and miserable for your happiness.
Listen. Oh, there's so much that encompasses it. Okay, for instance, love and relationships, from everything that we know, the encompassment of that, people tell you that what you want for someone else to truly know that this person is in love with you and all that good stuff, you should be their everything. That's what they tell you, even in the poems. You're my everything, my all, my sky, my moon, my stars, my whatever. I'm just saying though, but that's the story that's been told. And unless that's not true dedication and commitment. That's what it is. When you wake up in the morning, you should think of them. When you go to bed, that should be the last thought at night. During the daytime, it should be that all the time. And that's not the reality of love.
That's how psychopaths are built.
Coming to a neighborhood near you.
What? No, boy.
But I'm just saying that's what I'm saying, why it's so hypocritical. That's the tale that we're told, but then you're still saying that I want that, but then that's not healthy.
So is love a choice or a feeling?
Why you look at me? You look at you and ask you that question.
I think it is a feeling, but I think like similarity, if you put the feeling along with what he was talking about, it comes a point when you choose to either allow the feeling to dictate to your actions, or you will allow to take the choice to allow the feeling to take a back seat. But I think the feeling and the strongness of will always be there. But it comes a point when you have to make a choice of whether it will reign supreme over everything else, logic, or, like you said, will I love it and what it stands for more than I will love me?
And that's what I was going to say.
That's where the choice comes in.
I think love is a feeling because you can be with someone, you can be friends with someone, and then one day realize that you are in love with this person, or realize that you do genuinely, deeply love this person. But then at some point, if you see it's unhealthy or it's whatever, you, like Candy says, you have to make a choice as to whether you're going to stay in that situation.
So the feeling comes first. And the
Yeah,
choice
definitely.
later. So the choice, because you equate choice with action, right? So the feeling comes first.
Yes, sir.
So how do you get to the feeling?
One day. I mean, sometimes realistically, sometimes you don't even
realize when
realize
the
it
process
happens.
How do you get to the feeling? By the choice, right?
No, not necessarily.
When you say the choice, now whether you say, because sometimes you could choose someone and that's not the person you fall in love with.
And this is what I'm getting at.
And sometimes you can love someone that you didn't choose to fall in love with.
And you really shouldn't have.
And why
And
do
you shouldn't know?
No, I'm saying, how do you fall in love with somebody? Because you're doing
Just
you choose-
time.
Here's what I'm getting at.
You try to understand it. Go ahead.
Do you,
No,
agree,
seriously,
do you agree love is a verb?
Of course, action word. Now you know how I
what
go
makes
with
it a
that.
verb? The things that you do.
Yeah.
Right. So do you perform the actions before the feeling, or you do have the feeling before you perform the actions?
You perform the actions before the feeling.
There you go. My point.
No, because me, if I'm with a female,
I
we
don't
just
know about that.
if I'm with a female, we just hanging out, we just talking, we just chilling out. Eventually, if we spend enough time around each other, continue to talk, communicate, whatever, that can turn into me loving her, and then me falling in love with her. But I didn't go there with the intent for that. I went there with the intent to find a friend.
So what you're saying is you make
the
choices.
action came first.
Not for me. I think
The
it's
feeling comes first.
the feeling, but remember there are other feelings that are intertwined with love. Love isn't just freestanding. There are the different stages of it, right? So I think you start to feel certain stages of it, and you start to make certain things according to those feelings. You want to spend more time with the person, which means the strengthening of those feelings until you get to that place where you're willing to call it love.
I'm not talking physical attraction.
No, we're not talking about that.
Infatuation.
That's just a portion of.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not
But
talking that
unfortunately, all those things are a part of
I
what
think-
we've developed.
I think, what he's trying to say is this:
Here's the thing, though.
you make a choice to invest your time into this person, and then it goes into love.
But why have you chosen to invest? Because of what you feel for them. You wouldn't make a choice
No,
to invest those things
of
unless
a
you feel
physical
something.
attraction. This is because of some attraction.
Right.
You don't meet somebody and automatically fall in love with them. Rarely that
No,
happens.
rarely,
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? The love
But
comes.
what-
Rarely, but it does happen.
But it
So
does
in the
happen.
instances that it does happen, then that means that you
The
have to
feeling took over
recalibrate what your whole theory is. Once it has the possibility or it has happened, that means theoretically it's different from what you've said.
You're trying to. Why are you so good?
I know. I used to look at
Because it's getting hot, so you see, as it get hot and the temperature,
That I'm trying to
the
cool down
combo
early.
get
So tell me something.
See, he's the classic black person in love. He always coming in there sweating, right? Saying how hot it is. Like the last slave that escaped from Mutumbo boat. Right?
Kunta Kinte.
Mutumbo. Mutumbo always coming in here. Give me freedom from the hot. He always in here like that. It is hot. I want free from hot. Now he in here and penguins in the back. Why is it so cold in here?
I ain't
The
gonna lie.
white in him come out just now. Like, make up your mind, bro. That's how people are right there. Who's be on this level movement?
Lord, that's like
They want that's it there. You want, give you what you want. You want me, you want all my focus and attention. I give it to you. I want to know where you going, when you going, how you going, and now you want it? Make up your mind.
Look. How's it say? Cool, do you on your own with that?
As he takes it back.
Yeah, sorry. Here's the twist, though. Here's the twist. And the reason why I brought all that up is because it's amazing how people, they seem to, like, even relationships or even marriages, people say they love the persons, but they refuse to do the actions to show their love because of, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's, I find that to be a mind-boggling thing.
It's hypocritical because
know.
the very thing of what love should be, they're not
You
doing.
model the person, so
You're still saying you love them.
But who you really hurting? Who do you hurt in the long run?
yourself.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe you have to be the change you want to see.
So
what I'm saying?
then we go back to what I'm asking you. Let me flip your own question on you then. You're saying love is an action word. People are saying that they love people, but they're not putting the action into play that goes along with what love should be. So if love is a feeling and nothing more than the feeling, for a lot of people that is something different. We were talking about it in group today. A lot of times you talk to different people in different situations where some people tell you, because you love me, there should be an acceptance of certain things. The opportunity to grow with me as I mature, as I become wise. Other people are saying, because you love me, that's something that you should want to do for yourself. You should want to be better, not just for you, but also for me. See, so it is the interpretation that causes us a problem.
Right, because you end up losing self.
The way that you interpret love and you envision love and you now make your choices or your actions will dictate that. The respect that you would give because of love and whatever. Other people see love sometimes as a weakness. Now that you love me,
I got you.
I got you and I could do whatever. So you may say that's not what love is about, but it is to them.
And see, and that's why, and you heard me say this before, once you apply the golden rule, I don't think you could go wrong.
Again, I would love to agree with you because it's right. But if I don't treat myself like nothing, treat others as you treat yourself. But if you don't love yourself and you don't treat yourself right, how you gonna love someone else?
And that's my point. That's
No,
my
but-
point.
But that's actually what she's saying falls into it actually contradicts the golden rule, because the golden rule says treat others as you would have them treat others the way that you would want to be treated, basically.
Right.
If I don't love me, if I don't have
don't
no
matter how people
respect for
treat
me,
me.
if I don't have no value for myself, I could find someone that genuinely loves me, but I'm gonna treat them with no respect, with no value, with no love, because I don't know what it is.
But
And-
that same person will say, I love you though, because to the best of their ability, they love you.
But the person who treats you like with no value, no respect, no love, they can say, I do love you. I love you. But you can say, how you love me if you don't treat me, and you don't treat me a certain way, man. But that's
Your
how I show
choices
my
and your
love.
actions don't equate love.
Right.
But for
so
him,
I register in love as nothing. as just me being here. Another person registers love as me beating the crap out of you.
So you're telling me, and I don't mean to be the devil's advocate.
No, it is what it is.
So you're telling me that people, as far as the golden rule is concerned, people use that to their advantage.
Sometimes
in a negative way.
Sometimes purposely and sometimes not.
Yeah, sometimes purposely and sometimes ignorantly.
The truth of the matter is,
I can understand you saying that they use it ignorantly, which is sad. I mean, saying
it is, but it's still,
and it's sad because
it's sad because they don't know. I mean, it's not like they are
some people know
doing it.
and other people don't.
I think that
some people are very aware.
And I was just gonna say,
some people are very aware.
You can't sit there and tell me that they don't know.
But
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people,
you know what makes you feel good. You know what right and wrong is.
That's me.
But I'm just saying,
I've met a woman. I have met a woman before who told me, if her boyfriend don't beat her, he don't love her. She said that.
But she knows that's not right, though. She knows. Come on now. Come on, though. She knows that's not right.
According to who?
You can't tell me she feels. She feels.
Mike, if you do a survey,
hold on a second.
Ask 20 women. I'm going to show you.
Let's remove it from that for a second. See, let's look at it like this. Let's look at a person. See, it's hard because people are only going to make the connectivity to it as a sexual thing, but there are people that like pain to them is pleasure. Follow me, right? So if you're with them and you're a man that makes love and you equate pleasure and your actions of love as soft kisses, as massage, as softly speaking tones to her, that's how you're showing love, because you can get to that place of vulnerability and softness. Her, you couldn't possibly, because you're not pinching, you're not grabbing, you're not pulling, you're not inflicting pain, which is what she equates to pleasure, and you bowing to the things that she equates to pleasure is how you truly indicate love. You see, so a lot of times it's a mental thing. It's psychologically inept, and sometimes that's why we'll never get it, because each person psychologically, actively, emotionally are intertwined and wired so differently, and that's why it's so difficult sometimes to have two people together. And that's why we said this morning when LaFrance was saying the characteristics or good characteristics of a good man, almost impossible to say. At some point you would say it's so easy. It's a man that's trustworthy. It's a man that's Christian. It's a man that's spiritual. It's all these things.
For another woman,
not so much.
Nope.
And then psychologically, who's to say we're all who we are because of the different experiences that we've had?
And the thing is, you look at some of these relationships and the ones with the man that some would categorize as not being a quote unquote good man, those relationships are working.
Yep. And they're healthy.
They're healthy. And the ones with the man who is a quote unquote good man because he has a good job, he has a nice this and that. He's
emotionally unavailable, right? Or she is emotionally unavailable to what it is that he is rendering to her. So therefore it doesn't work.
Or vice versa. Because he is.
You ever see two people that are good people, essentially, but they're not good together?
Where you go?
Yeah, you got goosebumps. You need some love in your life.
I was listening to something this weekend, and it was cool. It was like a meditation. There's a little talking, and it went into a meditation, and the guy went into trying to identify experience in your life that I won't say cause you, but that assisted to the person that you are today. And it got so overwhelming, because here's the thing: there were so many experiences that I could think of from I was 4 years old up to now that have me the way that I am.
That defined you.
You see what I'm saying? So it was so difficult trying to identify which experience propelled me to stir. You understand what I'm saying?
But see, at the same token, although a lot of those things might have been what the average or even you yourself may have noted as negative experiences, right? Without them, would you have the characteristics that exist within you that dub you to be a good person?
No.
See, so a lot of times through negative comes the essential things that make you good, and that's the frigged up part about it.
No, I totally agree. But here's the thing. It forced me to relive, not relive, but to bring back things that I'd forgotten about. You see what I'm saying? It was so amazing. And I was like, wow, did that really? Yeah. What? And no, seriously, it's and it had me thinking. Even up to now, you see me walking here, little solemn.
Yeah.
It was quite an experience, and then it went into what do you do to soothe those experiences?
But
you see what I'm saying?
Should you?
When I say, because one of the questions is, what do you do to soothe the experiences? Like, what do you do now?
But the other question was, should you soothe those experiences?
Because those are the things that
make you what
and
you
not
are,
only
who
that,
you
they
are.
keep you
Focused.
They
on it,
keep you
sharp.
focused. They keep you sharp.
Like, watch this. Sorry, Candy, to cut you off. One of the things that you always speak about was the fact that your father was absent. And because of that, you made up in your mind that you will be the best father that you could possibly be, as long as you're given breath. You took that and made the absence of your father into a positive thing that drives you to be a impeccable dad. You have a lot of men who are out there who say, "Look, my daddy was in there, and I okay. So to have it, any children I have out there, I know they run. They can be all right." And some live that life.
Mm-hmm.
Some are married. Remember the situation with the woman and the guy told her, "But I ain't no children. I ain't into that."
Mm-hmm.
Now no one knows why he is so
What it is.
hardwired against having kids. But this thing is, I'm not. She then wanted kids, and then all of a sudden, he's supposed to change his mind because he loves her.
Again, that's what it is. It love
And he
is
loves
supposed
her,
to be the
mind you.
ticket for
If you-
everything. He does.
If you hear the conversation,
But does
between
love
them-
always make people change?
he does love her. But his thing is, yes, I love you. I love our marriage. I love the way that we are. I don't want no children.
So let me ask you a question. Another fundamental, if we could. All right. Does love change you, or should you change for love? Yeah, then it's that.
I think love does change you,
Should you change for it?
and I think you should change for love. But
No matter should you will. It's inevitable.
But that was the first one. But there are still certain things that people don't budge on,
right, and that's why
even to the detriment of their love.
Even if it's a negative.
Yeah, because she was
Belief?
the woman. The woman was
Because
ready
as far as
to
they're
divorce.
concerned, see, a lot of times when we roll up on people and we say this is a negative part of them, we have to realize though, even though it's negative and you could see the
And that's what you
detriment to the
perceive it as.
relationship, that's what you perceive it as. But to them, it's
That's
me
normal.
being this way.
I
It's
got you.
that has caused me to be able to survive certain things.
Yeah.
And if I change that now,
Then what?
then what?
I still love that detachment word.
But that's dangerous though.
What, detachment?
Yes, boy.
I know. I just.
It's a good and it's a bad. I think
That's true.
detachment
I
is.
think it's necessary nowadays.
Yeah, but I
See,
don't
it
know.
shouldn't be.
I think
In
it's
love,
very
it shouldn't be.
necessary.
But do I want a man that's detached from me?
And that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be, because if you are in love, if you're in,
That's crazy though, because I want you attached but not too attached. I want you kind of off but not too off. Like
I want you right there.
what you
I want
want,
you reachable, but
not too
not
too
too-
available, not too readily available. I want you to love me, but not too much where it overwhelms me. It's so friggin' hard to find a balance.
Yeah.
Indeed, but it's really difficult, to be honest, to find a balance for a lot of people.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No, I think the balance. I don't think it's difficult to find a balance. I think it's difficult just to respect the other person's
Their boundaries and their wants and
boundaries.
needs.
Right, that's it.
But you'll find balance and you'll feel that's okay, right?
Mhm.
You figure, hey, I'm not being a relationship chameleon, because that's different. When you change for every single relationship you get into, you are a person and you feel like I'm pretty balanced. I love, but not too much, where I give the person space, but not too much space where they feel I'm disinterested. You find balance and then you buck against someone else and they throw that entire balance off whack.
But don't you think with attachment comes control? You try to control every situation.
But
I
is
think
love something to be controlled?
No.
But that's and that's why.
They'll tell you love's supposed to be free fall.
But
You're
it's
just
not.
supposed to feel
That's
that.
not, and that's
Isn't
and that's,
it?
Love.
It's a conundrum. That's
Watch
what
this.
it is.
This is my thing on that. God loves us all unconditionally, but He gives all of us free will to do as we want. Because if we love Him, then we would make the adjustments to accommodate Him. I feel so that's exactly how love is supposed to be.
Let me show you something though. Since we'll draw a reference from that, right? You have freedom to do, but at the same token, there are rules and regulation, hence the commandments.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm
So
saying-
that's, isn't that
No, but
similarly
I'm saying
to what
it's
a
not-
relationship
you
is?
So you're talking about like monogamy and stuff like that, eh?
Eh?
yeah, all those about it. Which one?
That's what you're getting at.
Anyway,
No.
what did I say? Because my session,
I want to go deep.
yeah. The thing is, the commandments are there, and he says, "What if you love me? Keep my commandments." So that's what I'm saying.
And that's what
You
people
have-
tell you in love
but
too.
listen,
in your
You have
relationships.
free will. You have free will, but if you really want this, then there are things that you will adhere to.
Hmm.
It's the same thing. If you get married, if okay, Mike is married, and in Mike's marriage, if he wanted to work, he knows, okay, I shouldn't sleep with other women. I should treat my wife a certain way. I should treat my kids a certain way because that, in his mind, is going to make things work. But the other person doesn't have that same mindset.
Agreed, but people treat just like their relationship as far as God is concerned. He loves me unconditionally anyway, and I know that there's nothing that I can do that will cease and desist that.
No,
Can I read something?
But the preference is that, and that's how a lot of people are in their relationships. I know you
But
love
can
me.
Still walk away from
and-
you, though.
I understand that, but a lot of times people they don't ever feed into the repercussions until after
Yeah, well.
it's too
Can
far
I,
gone.
can I read
I'll stay
something?
biscuit. Yes, sir.
It says here, what happens when you start practicing detachment in your love relationship? You have then found the path that leads to unconditional love. Only a detached person, hold on, only a detached person can love unconditionally. That is, without expecting anything in return. Being attached to someone means that you love them because of their proximity, which makes you feel good. But what will happen when you love one? But what will happen when your loved one does something that upsets you or simply decides to leave? All too often, attached love then turns into bitterness, anger, and resentment.
Nah, no.
When you love with detachment, you are not concerned with the results of your loving, which emanates from you just like perfume from a flower.
And let me show you something. Detachment, the meaning of detachment, lack of emotion or of personal interest.
Man, no.
Yeah,
See,
bruh. The
see,
act or process of
no.
separating something from a larger thing, a condition in which something has become separated from something else. Understand what I'm saying? I get, but see, and synonyms to detachment: disinterest, disinterestedness,
No, man.
equity, even-handedness,
Yeah, time. Go on the phone. You go on the phone.
impartiality.
I have my headphones on.
Hey, non-partnership, non-partisanship. Understand what I'm saying? We talked about this with our last show. A lot of times it is the negative perception and the tones that go along with certain words that we use. Detachment has always been seen, whether you look at the raw meaning of what it is, it's always a negative term. And the whole purpose of a relationship, especially a love, intimate relationship, is an attachment, a wanting to be closeness, a presence in each other. So when you use a term such as detachment, that is almost like an oxymoron. You want an attachment to me. You want to be into what I'm into. You want to become involved, but I don't want it through attachment. How can you? How can you say you in love with me without an attachment? I get where you're coming from. Lord, I've been in love with a man that
you
is
sure you understand where I'm
detached.
coming from?
If I know, don't cost me
Because
talk to teens.
what I think I think what's getting you is that word detachment.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it-
saying, I said to you,
Because
that it has a negative connotation. It's nothing you can do about that as long as civilization exists. Detachment will have a negative connotation. Detach my arm. That's not a good thing.
No.
Head detachment, tooth detachment. Nothing that you apply detachment to will have a positive. It just doesn't, even when a body is diseased. Okay, let's say
what do we see
Hold on.
attachment to?
Let me
We
show you
use-
something. Even if a body is healthy and your arm is the means in which
Gangrene and all.
right, and that's the thing that will disease the rest of your healthy body. Most people will rather the body become diseased than the detachment of what they see to be something that is a necessity, which is arm.
So you're in a, so if a guy
Now you
comes
can
to you
be
and
healthy
says,
if you cut it off, and that's the
so if a
best
guy
thing.
comes to you and says, listen, I want to be in a relationship with you, but I love with detachment, if that makes sense, which means I give you the freedom to be who you are, because with attachment comes control.
Not necessarily. I think in an unhealthy relationship, attachment means control.
Who do you know anyone that has a healthy relationship?
We striving for that though.
Well,
She's saying we
Not just us, all of us. Here's the thing: if we ain't striving for healthy relationships, what's the point of what we're doing?
correct.
but it's so necessary. And listen to me, I understand where you're coming from, right? The baggage, though. I mean,
Listen, you can't listen. That's one thing you can't.
Let me tell you. I work at Deadline, right? And
You
the amount of
detach
fees
yourself
people-
from people teams.
the amount of fees people is paying for the baggage fees, you can imagine what people paying internally for that amount of baggage that they have. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Agreed, but your baggage will never meet. See, the thing is, if I lose my baggage on my own, I'm willing to allow that to go free, whether that's Louis Vuitton or it has Rolexes in it. If I let it go, that's me.
And you
but
yourself-
if you let it go, there's a difference in that.
But you yourself, Candy, said that you're the type of person when you meet somebody, you tend to be,
Yeah, my brand of loving for everybody. I tell you that cold turkey.
you tend to find somebody that
Don't roll over here.
that you want to fix.
Yeah, I have that problem. I'm attached to that premise.
There you go. What if you approach relationship with detachment?
I cannot love that way, Mike. I
No,
cannot.
I understand. That's
can't.
cool. I mean,
And I'll admit that, and maybe that's what my problem is. I can't love with detachment. If I love you wholeheartedly. I cannot love you with just a part of me, and that's how I am with friendships. That's how I am with my cat. I can't stand my cat, but I love my cat.
you have a cat?
I do. My daughter has a cat, but it's my cat. Let's be real about it.
Why?
I don't like the cat, but I love the
You know
cat
what I'm saying?
Why?
because my daughter wanted a cat. That's this parental
No,
attachment and love now. I
no.
don't.
A cat? Like what happened to the dog?
Listen,
Right?
how did Lucy become your topic matter? Y'all leave Lucy alone, please. Thanks. I don't listen to me. And let's talk about her. I don't like her, but I love her. And I love her because my daughter loves her.
The cat.
Yes.
All sleeping.
What kind
My
of cat?
daughter loves me. I love her. And she loves
You know
the
what kind
cat.
of cat is?
Yeah.
What
The
color?
cat orange and brown and chocolate. No kind of
That's
shiznit.
a pot
I
cat.
forget. No, that's a cat. That's a real cat. She's like a brownie cat mixed thing
That's a
cat.
pot cat.
Orangey cat. I forget. Listen, I forgot the kind of pot cakey cat, but it's a cat. Nonetheless, it's actual breed, but I can't remember that right now. That's off topic. But the point of the matter is, it goes back to the premise of love. I don't particularly like cats. I'm a dog person, but my daughter loves cats, and that cat she loves. I don't particularly like the cat, but I love the cat because I know what it means to her. That quintessentially is what love is. You have some negative qualities, you have some nasty things about you, but
But
I
you think
love
that's what
you.
attachment
I
is?
love
You loving?
Not necessarily. I'm saying we brought it up in that regard, but I just don't
I
see
understand what you're
love and
saying.
attachment that goes hand in hand. I get where you're coming from in order to safeguard yourself, number one, and number two, so that I don't exhibit certain controls that seem to be an issue in relationships. I will love you with a detached kind of love. The problem is the whole purpose of love is to be attached,
It's to be attached.
to be intertwined. So if you're saying that you're going into it to miss that intertwining, to miss that attachment,
I think
then what's the purpose of loving?
I think you can love. I think you can love a whole lot more. I think the love would grow a lot more with a
If you're
certain side
detached.
of you. Yeah.
No, I think it
If
can
there's
grow a lot
certain-
more if you love me and you just say, I will not be controlling. I will give you space. I can do that without being detached.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing.
Yes, you can.
You're saying that's it. There's more than one way to achieve that. You can love someone and give them
Okay.
space without being detached from them.
Let me use an example. A lady I used to date, she is a person that likes to go out. I'm a homeboy. I don't like people. I don't do the crowds. I don't do clubs. I don't do that. But she would ask me. She's like, "Well, babes, man, I need them to go this weekend." I say, "What time y'all gonna be home? What time you gonna be home? I don't care what time they be home. What time you gonna be home?" She said, "I'm gonna be home about 2:00." I said, "Okay, well, I'll see you at 1:30." She said, "Okay." And about 1:30, I would hear her key, or I would hear her them pulling up or knocking on the door, whatever. But she got to the point, like she'd come to me and she'd say, if her aunt wants to go, she'd say, "Go ask him." And it got to the point where sometimes she'd be like, I don't want to go. She'd tell me, I don't want to go. I want to stay home with you. I don't want to go nowhere.
So sometimes allowing people the freedom, they make the choice on their own.
There you go.
Yes, but that's not
That's not
detachment.
detachment.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
It's
not.
not.
Yes, it
Absolutely
is.
not, my good brother.
It is.
Pat
What
says
type of
it
love
is
is that?
impossible to love with detachment.
Yeah, well, everybody has, and
That's
fine.
not
Agreed, but
That's
the whole
fine.
premise
That's
of
fine.
love, understand me, the whole premise of love
That's
is an
fine.
attachment to something, right? So how can you say that you love, which is a formation of an attachment, whether emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of that, and still be detached?
I think we see
That's like
detachment
saying
as-
putting a puzzle together, but you never snap the pieces into place. So you put them all right next to each other, close enough where you could see a possibility of a picture, but not together enough. No, sir. No, sir.
But the puzzle fixed though.
Yeah?
The puzzle whole.
But if I go to pick it up, they all separate pieces. And I make
pick up
sense.
one piece.
You
only
know,
that
be
piece took
stuck
up.
to. Nah, you not make no sense. You can't have cocoa bread with no cocoa in it. What? How you make it? Yeah, how you figure? You know what? You can't have meatloaf in a binder.
No, no,
You
man.
need something for you to attach the whole thing together. So you can't no wedding cake and when none of the tears stick together. Pick the cake up, the whole thing mash up. How you figure? You detaching. Oh, your magal.
We have a call.
Hold on. We have a call on the line because we're about to break this. We're about to detach the situation, right, Chester? Hola, morning. Welcome to Love Jones. What you say? Detach, attach. What happened? How you go?
What going right?
What going, star?
Everything cool still, you know.
Yeah, we right, Chester. What you see?
Look here, Candy, I was gonna say the same thing you said regarding the puzzle pieces, or even let's say a hook,
Mm-hmm.
right? You hooked onto something. If you have a detachment, that means that it's away from whatever it's hooked to.
Absolutely.
When you're loving somebody or something, you're attached to that. You can't separate love. I mean, you can't be detached
Mm-mm.
and in love.
Agreed.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it like I said, it doesn't make sense. It's like saying we're combined but we're separated. Eh?
Right.
That,
You can't do.
they mean different things.
So basically, when you talk about you loving somebody and you're detached, so then that means okay. Then when I'm with you, I love you.
When
I'm in love with you, whatever.
Right.
And then when I go out, I'm detached from you. So therefore, anything goes. If I see somebody, oh yeah, you know what? Let me talk to this one. I mean, that's kind of really.
But it could be what it leads to. It's interesting. I hear where Mike is coming from, but again, I just
That's not definitely not what I'm talking about.
But I mean, but then Mike, when Durbin said about the person coming in at 1:30, and then they started to make the decision to just come on their own, just to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you said that's a detachment right there, but how?
That's just giving a person the freedom to do as they will.
And that's what the
He's
detachment
attached,
is.
and therefore that's why he cares about her being late at night. But he's giving her the freedom. I think it's a difference
That's
between
what I'm talking
detachment and
about.
freedom.
I'm talking about a state of mind, you know.
That's what we're
That's what I'm
talking
talking
about.
about.
Because
I'm not talking about you not loving this
You know what
person
I'm saying, Mike? So let me ask you.
not feeling like you're attached to this person. I'm talking, but a state of mind.
So
Understand
I
how I'm
get
going
it.
with
So because I was like, okay, well, yeah, you could go with your people, but you need to be
Yeah.
home at 1:30. That means I am not. My state of mind isn't about her well-being. I don't care about her well-being. It's not bad.
No, I'm just saying that when I use the term detachment, I'm
Mhm.
talking a state of mind. You know, it's not referring to what you were saying. I'm just saying detachment for me is a state of mind.
But if you are detached mentally from the person,
How do you become attached emotionally and the other things that are necessary to really experience what love is, to give and get?
right? That don't make no sense.
I get where you're coming from,
know.
but
I'm still trying to get
no,
there.
I understand the premise. Let me say that. I understand the premise, although I disagree. I understand the premise of what he's saying. Because in his mind, detachment means I don't have the kinds of controls that other people bow or yield to as it pertains to love, which gives me the free reign to be able to love you in that way that is unadulterated. That's where he's coming from. But what I'm saying is, to me, without that attachment, it's impossible to get to that place.
Because you're tying and I understand where you guys are coming from, because you're tying attachment with emotional, physical, spiritual, all that stuff. To me, I'm just talking state of mind.
I hear
To me,
you,
It has
but
nothing to do with the
that's-
emotional.
To me, that's the problem.
You see what
That's
I'm
why we
saying?
have the current problems in our relationships, because people are detached, either mentally, some are detached spiritually.
Yeah, they're detached
Some
at
are
some
detached
point.
emotionally. At some point, there's a break.
But
And
because of
that's
the
why
attachment,
relationships aren't
isn't that why
successful.
we're not being honest with each other, and we're not having the conversations that we need to have with each other?
I think the reason we're
Because
not
of-
is because of
we're
that detachment. No.
I don't think so.
Ay, ale. And so here we are. I will detach from my Twix brothers. The left side has to go away from the right side, and we have to go in different wrappers right now. But it ain't because I don't love them. It's because we got other things to do. He worked at the airport. He got to go on the bus, and I got to stay here. So it ain't because I don't love him, but we just can't make it wait. Until 11 o'clock tomorrow, we can do it again. But for now, I think it was a great conversation, and I encourage people to continue to do so. I think it's worth looking into. And perhaps with that, you can make up your mind whether attachment or detachment in a mental sense is what will safeguard you, as well as help you to establish the kind of relationship you want. Or are you truly looking for the attachment of what a relationship and what love and all of those things enmeshed together can bring? But that's it for us. We're going to link back tomorrow. We're going to do it all over again. Continue the conversation. 431-8497 or 812-1787. Like us on Facebook. You can watch us again later and have this discussion. That's what I'm encouraging people to do. Watch the videos later on, perhaps with your spouse or your significant other, and open the door for these communications and see where your heads are both at. And I assure you, starting these conversations will lead you into better places as it pertains to communication in your own relationship situations. But for now, that brings us to an end. But it was an awesome conversation as per usual. Thanks, guys, for the input, and still excited about this podcast live on Wednesday. We'll talk more about that. But in the meantime,
Wiggling!
ooh.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners